there, comic book friends. I'm Travis, and it's time for another What the Fugue, where I talk about what's going on with me in my week of comics. Of course, it's been a long time since I've done a What the Fugue, but here I am. Happy holidays, those of you that celebrate whatever fashion of holidays that is. I hope that you've had a great Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever transpired prior to this video. In, like I said, whatever fashion that is for you, and looking forward to celebrating the new year. I think everybody kind of celebrates that in some sense, right? Anyway, I guess maybe not the same New Year, the Chinese New Year, right? Any rate, holidays have treated me pretty good. Been exceptionally busy this year. Work had some issues. This is a busy time of the year for me, and we had some hiccups, so it made for some long weeks of no days off, basically. So that being said, I enjoyed it otherwise, though. Got some decent comic book stuff for Christmas. I did. I got some trades. I got Punk Rock Jesus. Yes, I still have yet to read Punk Rock Jesus, so I did get that. Very much looking forward to reading that. I finally got my own full copy of Charles Burns'. Guess what? I can't remember what it's called. Be right back. Black Hole! Yes! God dang it. I don't actually have the book in front of me here. It's sitting over there. Anyway, Black Hole. And looking forward to reading that. Wonderful black and white art, has kind of a David Lampson kind of feel to it, and is just kind of a screwed up look at some youth in Seattle who have been tainted by a weird communicable disease, sexually transmitted, STD, that, you know, and so the story is around those who've already got it, those who don't got it, and those who are about to get it, kind of a thing. So, looking forward to reading that. I also got Gabriel Bra, Fabio Moon's latest trade to come out called Two Brothers. We're looking forward to reading it. Very excited. I love their art. And they're amazing creators. And I don't know why I'm now suddenly not able to remember anything. Day Tripper, right? Is that what it's called? At any rate, they have a trade out. Prior one. Series. Awesome. Day Tripper? It's gotta be Day Tripper. Man, it sucks to get old, doesn't it? Gray hair? I think I got more gray hair in my beard than I did like 6 months ago. Yeah, any rate, so, excited to get to read those. Hopefully I'll get to talk about those things. So as we're rolling into the new year, for me it's always kind of a, I mean, I don't do New Year's resolutions, you know, that sort of thing, because I kind of hate lying to myself when I say I'm going to do something and then I don't do it, kind of a deal. So to not actually commit to anything, that way I don't have to fold at some point if it's something that I actually don't get to, and then I have to be bothered by myself for not having done them. I don't really make them, but I do like to take this time of year to kind of reflect back on what's happened in the past year and what might be going forward into the future. And so I'm gonna kind of do that, some of that here, and gonna talk about some other things because there's some stuff just coming up. And I'm gonna talk about this more, I'm sure. Let's start with Comic Book Roundtable. Going to continue on at the Comic Book Roundtable, of course. I like getting together with a group of friends and talking about comic books. I'm located someplace where I don't have a real comic book store, and I don't really have physical friends that are close to just like sit around and shoot the breeze comic books with. I can't go into a shop and even talk to the annoying people that are at the comic book shop about comics, let alone people I'd really like to enjoy talking comic book books. Can't do that physically, so Comic Book Roundtable is my way of doing that. So clearly I'm going to continue with that. You know, always looking forward to, you know, getting some other people on, or getting some older people on that have been on in the past to come on and talk books with us, because I just enjoy doing that. And those of you who just watch, yay, right on. You know, but I'll say right up front, to some degree, it's a lot about, it's about me. as far as the comic roundtable goes, because I'm doing it because I want to talk to all these people, and I see no reason not to be live. Everybody else can watch and discuss comic books and stuff too. I mean, it's become a show, but for me, I don't see it as a show. It really, like I said, it really is for me a way to get together with some people and shoot and talk comic books. So we structure it to some degree because I know people do watch it, and if it wasn't structured, it might just kind of meander all over the place and might not be so interesting to watch, especially after the fact. If you're live and participating, it's always fun. It doesn't matter how it happens. But anyway, so this Saturday, there will be a comic book roundtable. Of course, we took last Saturday off, the weekend holidays, everybody shuffled around and whatnot. So this Saturday, I believe it's the 3rd. I don't know if we'll talk current books of the week or not. I am getting 7 books. I don't know that I will have them on Saturday. I know I won't have them on Friday because Friday's a holiday here in the United States for mail service, so I know I won't get them on Friday. So I might get them Saturday, so I might get some of them read. I might not. I don't even have all of last week's comics read yet. But anyway, so we might talk some of the current week's books, but it's mostly going to be about just talking comics. Basically, what was last year? What is next year going to be? And whatever. So if you have any questions for the group of us, I'm assuming, clearly I'm going to be there. I'm assuming Mark Sergeant America's going to be there. Luke from Luke Batman Reviews will be there for sure. Beyond that, I don't know. No one's really contacted me to say, hey, I want to be on the show. But if you have some questions that you kind of want answered by the group of us, or you want the group of us to discuss, throw them in the comments down here or show up at the show live and get the chat thing going there that works great now. Keep commenting there and we'll discuss kind of whatever. I don't know that I'm not going to do a top 10 or top 5 comics or whatever. We'll talk about what we think our favorite comics were or weren't, or what were some cool things that happened this year in the fandom, and maybe not cool things that happened to the fandom, because us being fans, we have to complain about something at some point. So I'm sure we'll get into some of the not so positive things too. But tune in, check that out. Join us. Celebrate what I think was a pretty awesome year of comics. There's always some people out there who are like doomsayers. Comics are blah blah blah. They've become this. They're not as good as they used to be. There's nothing good coming out from the big two. There's images sold out. There's always blah about how the bubble's gonna burst. Whatever. Ride the wave of fun while it's here, and don't sweat the rocks, the sharks, or the other surfers, right? Ride the wave and have fun and enjoy it. Comics are great now. I think comics are as good as they have ever been. There's going to be people who are going to go, the Bronze Age. No, there was some great, no doubt. Some awesome stuff. That's when I grew up reading comics. There's great stuff there that I love. Silver Age has got some incredible stuff in it and whatnot. But I think this era of comics, the wealth of stories that we have access to is much broader than it has been in a very long time. I think it's probably debatable, if you want to look historically, that before the Comics Code, back in the golden age of comics, there probably was a larger breadth of comics that you could read. Those are incredibly hard to come by, incredibly hard for me anyway to have access to those comics. You go watch Captain Strangelife's videos. He will occasionally show some golden age comics that are from the 50s and stuff that have some incredible, just way out there stories and whatnot. So I'm not saying that there wasn't a time when those comics were out there and they were just telling some crazy, almost fetish type story things. But yeah, I mean, as far as I think that what we're seeing now is pretty incredible, as a whole. And it's so much easier. The internet has helped a lot for us to have access to a lot more stuff. Clearly, there's always been underground comics. There's always been this awesome fringe stuff going on for forever. it's just a lot easier to have access to it now, I think. It's certainly a lot easier for me who lives in, the middle of nowhere to have access to some of that. I mean, I know some of you are fortunate enough to live places, bigger cities where there's always been this kind of, underground that you've always had access to, and that's awesome. I haven't. Not saying that the Image and the Oni presses and the Boom Studios, I'm not saying those are underground, because they're clearly not. But certainly they're producing what would have been considered 10 years ago much more fringe type product, which, like I said, super excited about. I just think it's awesome that there's that much stuff out there that I could easily spend, tons of money on just small press independent stuff, and it'd be good. I mean, legitimately good, not just, oh, I like this because it isn't the big two, but it's generally good. It's exciting, and I think the big two have got some good stuff going. Yeah, got a lot of corporate issues and whatnot that we could go into and complain about and stuff, but I think as a whole, pretty awesome stuff. So yeah, excited by comic books. I'm still excited about what's next, what's coming. Great for that. I'm excited to be looking forward as to what's coming. For me, reflecting back on this last year, I collected awfully close to 1,500 current comic books. I think by the time I get the comics for this week, awfully close to that. That runs about, what? I think math, that would be 52 weeks. 365 would be what, about, I don't know, math off the top of my head, 4.7 comic books a day is what would technically have read. That might not be right. Maybe it's 3. Maybe it's like 3 something, 3.8 or something like that. Anyway, a day, every day. That's what I would have had to have read what I got this year. That seems like a hell of a lot of comics. I don't know if that'll continue. But it probably will, because every time I take something that I decide I'm not getting something else pretty quickly takes its place. So we'll see. But yeah, that's a lot of comics. So towards the end of this year, about halfway through this year, I think my production on YouTube has dropped down considerably. I think arguably I could have been considered at one point being one of the hardest working people on YouTube, in the fact that I had probably 4 videos out a week all the time consistently. I think me, like a lot of people, I don't know that I was burnt out on doing them. It's just a lot of other life got busy enough that it was getting hard to squeeze in the other videos, and lots of times I would talk about the books enough on the Comic Book Roundtable that then I felt like I was just repeating what I had said, on the roundtable later on in the week in a separate video. And I know some people say, hey, no, I don't really watch the roundtable. I rather watch, these other videos, which are shorter, but not really, because they're all a half an hour or longer too. So I'm hoping to get back into that in some sense. I'm not going to say for sure that I am, because the whole resolution thing, I feel bad because a couple of months ago I said, I'm going to get back into doing these things, and then I never did. And I don't like telling people, sit here on camera and say I'm going to do something and then ultimately not do it. I'm hoping to next year to produce more stuff again. Don't know exactly, if I should keep doing the No Capes and Monster Comic reviews, if I should do something along those lines. I don't do a poll, this is what I got this week, and show everybody and kind of talk about it in that sense, because of course mine are so late. Because I get them, if I'm lucky, Friday or Saturday, get as many of them as I can, do the roundtable, and then by the time I'll be able to cut a video, it's clear into next week. And I don't know if people are just interested in the poll at that point. I'm still working on getting my entire collection put all in one place as far as having it cataloged. I'm thinking about doing something with that information once I have it in videos going forward. We'll see. I hope. I don't know. But yeah, so more output I'm hoping to do next year. looking forward to that. That's one of my goals. More output. Also, get back into more comments. I've kind of become a silent participant as far as watching videos and commenting on people's videos. I watch a lot of videos, I really do, but I need to get back into the commenting of it too, let you know I'm there. And then I am genuinely interested in what most of you are saying most of the time. I mean, if I wasn't, I'd quit watching. So I need to say that. I need to put that out there, that's the case. So that being said, hoping to do more. I'm also hoping to comment more on people who comment on my stuff. Not to throw names out, particularly like Mercy from Mercy's Little Show. She does an awesome job. She watches the roundtable on like Monday or Tuesday of that next week. She clearly watches all the way through. She comments all the way through the thing, and then I never bother to comment back to her lots of times, and I feel bad about that. So I need to be on the ball to do that. So more of the goals for me to do that. Yeah. I think those are the main things I'm going to focus on. As far as my personal comic books and what going forward, I'm going to continue to work on, I got 3 runs that really kind of, I want to work on: House of Mystery, Brave and the Bold, and My Greatest Adventure. And people always say, why My Greatest Adventure? That's where Doom Patrol, spun out of. I own all the Doom Patrol issues. Now I just kind of want to go backwards. Those are all hefty, incredibly hefty things to try and get. And I see my battery is flashing, that it's almost dead on my camera. So I'm going to cut this really short. And I'll just say, tune in to the Comic Roundtable. I'm going to be talking about things like double shipping from DC and stuff like that. I have a lot of opinion about a lot of that. So you'll get to hear me rant. If you want to hear me rant and rave in front of an audience, tune in. It'll be lots of fun. Help us celebrate the new year and what's going to be going on for comics. At any rate, happy to be there. Look forward to the next year. Everybody have a great one.